Rainy State here on the Daily Dan blog. I'm back with another comic book review. I want to apologize in advance. I'm sorry for this one. I'm back with House of Secrets, number 21 from 1959. The incredible story of the girl from 50,000 Phantoms. That's right. The people of Atlantis return in this cool comic book from the 50s. I wonder if Dave Sunstorm will call this the good stuff. I'm thinking probably not. Alrighty, so let's just not waste no time because I really want to get through this nightmare as soon as possible as I go through the comic book that I paid way too much for. And the ad in the front cover makes me sick to my stomach and makes me realize just how much, way too much, I paid for this comic book. And when I say I paid too much, I'm referring to the crappy condition and falling apart of the comic book from the 50s. And the first story in this dreadful nightmare, The Creature in the Candle. That's right. An explorer goes high into the mountains of Tibet and finds an abandoned monastery. And as Thresh Pondo Puns would say, in full panels brought to you by the Daddy Dan blog, shenanigans ensues. So, while summiting the great Mountain Everest, a hiker sees strange glows on the peak above. Following the glow, it leads him to an ancient monastery. Inside the monastery, he spies a giant candle. That'd be enough light to illuminate the whole building, he thinks to himself. As he lights the candle, he's in shock and awe, as the candle produces a strange creature. The more it burns, the more the creature takes shape. So, in long, drug-out explanation, Mr. Collins finds out that this thing is named Burkan was an evil little imp, what we would call a djinn. He would put humans under his power and make them do nasty things, apparently. So a sorcerer imprisoned him in a candle. Now that he's released, his powers grow full again, and he takes over the will of the soldier. The will of the soldier who must transport him out of these horrible mountains. Oh, I love that gag. In full panels brought to you by the Daily Dan blog. The nightmare story continues. He's under the spell of the imp. They travel through the mountains. They discover the portal to the other side that has been sealed. He can no longer go home. He must cast a spell. The man, Mr. Collins, is floating in midair, all in amazement at the imp's power. Oh, gee, God! But their trip is successful as they arrive at the magic Oopla. Oopla? The magic Oopla, which can transport the imp back to his own dimension. The imp is all excited that the human Mr. Collins has helped him find the way back. And inside his Oopla, you must now relight me, he says. And as he relights the candle, the magic imp is transported back to his realm of reality after thousands of years being imprisoned on our dimension of reality. Oh my God, who comes up with this stuff? The end, thank God that's over. Behold the power of the BBB cup. Thank you, Brainbender's Banner, for my 44-ounce cup of joy. And with the end of that nightmarish little short crappy story, we get commercials for the unexpected and mysteries in space, which I can only assume are much better comic books than the piece of crap I'm enduring today. Oh my God, then we get the touching tale of Fred Finds a Way. That's right. Fred's in an accident. Fred's a cripple. Fred lost a leg. Fred can't play baseball no more. So in a touching tale, Fred becomes the scorekeeper for the team. Isn't that make you just smile with joy? Oh, and I will hold it right here so you can read that real quick and get a little introduction to the great Marduk. That's right, we're going to learn how the magician saved the world in this Doctor Strange pre-epic about a wizard following some very weird people from his magic show. That's right, he's the great Marduki. Marduki is a magician, the Doctor Strange of his times, doing incredible magic shows, sawing women in half, pulling birds and rabbits out of their hat, even though one looks like it dropped a bird dump right in his hat as it flew away. But Marduki is suspicious of two gentlemen he saw snooping around his show. He decides, I'm going to follow these guys and see what they're up to. They seem to be doing something weird, as the two men take out a device that makes the bus stop sign illuminate. He does not understand this, but it is a scanning device belonging to aliens. And this is the crappiest thing I've ever saw. It's a giant gorilla named Zilla. It's the mighty Zilla, the giant gorilla named Mighty Zilla. Mighty Zilla, the giant gorilla. I'm going to make a short about that stuff. I really am. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't get over a gorilla named the Mighty Zilla. There's something wrong with that. Anyway, the gorilla named Zilla sign is obviously a hologram to hide where the aliens have landed their spaceship. As they remove their plastic mask, Doctor Strange is amazed that they are differently from another planet. They are lizard people! Oh my God, they look like lizard men! The great Doo-Doo McDoo-Doo heads off to the police to inform them that they are aliens about the town. A couple of reporters happen to catch wind of the story. They're making fun of Mardudu. But they're going to publish an article in the paper anyway, a paper that makes its way back to the aliens. And the aliens are amazed to find out that the great Marduki has been combating space aliens. That's right. We have been discovered. This Marduki knows we're here. How can he battle us? And we don't even know there's a battle going on. What? So the aliens head out to the show. That's right. Mardudu sees them head on into his tent. He devises a plan aimed right at the front row aliens watching him. He uses his magic power. That's right. Before the aliens' very eyes, he makes 3 teenagers that he had clued in on what to do earlier disappear right before the aliens' eyes. The aliens are amazed, having never seen a magician before. I'm going to pull out a pan from beside my chair and throw up real quick. I'll be back. And then to defy them one more time, he has his cohorts on strings and makes them fly around the stage as a display of anti-gravity. Of course, the aliens cannot deal with this. They go back to their planet to warn them not to invade here, thanks to the tricks of an old wizard named McDoo-Doo, or as we like to call him, Doctor Strange. The end. And after sitting through that story, I feel the urge to suck on a Tootsie Roll, because Tootsie Rolls are the Halloween candy of the year. Well, they were in 1959. And then we get a little comic relief as the fabulous Moolah tours ancient Egypt and thinks the ruins are a slum because Moolah's an idiot. The end? What? Stupidest fucking thing I ever saw. And once again, in full faded out, dismal color, horribly drawn panels from the 1959, I give you Captives of El Dorado in full glorious panels. Oh boy. And now I bring you the story of a spectral telegraph that changes time itself. And another story that will make you want to pluck out your eyes and throw up beside the chair. That's right. We begin with this guy. I hate this freaking comic book. They didn't even give this guy a name. I'm just going to have to refer to him as human being, for the first time in 50 years, human being here drives through the town of Dry Gulch or whatever it's named. Yeah, that's right, he's going through the old ghost town. He walks in the bar of the old ghost town. The doors are falling apart. He checks out the old telegraph office and finds an old telegraph. He decides to click it, click, 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 click. To his surprise, somebody answers the call, tapping back. Click, 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 click. What? And suddenly, he finds himself transported back in time to the land of stupidity. That's right, a giant golden city has just appeared outside the town that he has found himself transported back to. What? What? And now the aliens from the golden city have arrived just to make things more confusing and, oh my God. Yeah, that's right. These giant-ass aliens from the dark side, they come back to find some cowboys because they're going to try to make them mine some gold to fix the atmosphere on their dismal planet. Oh, gee, wait a minute. Is that the wrong story? That's right. The aliens are going to invoke their evil plan to enslave mankind, but luckily, one old coot had been studying them for years. One old coot has learned their evil ways. One old coot knows how to stop them by reversing the polarity on their alien warp drive thing and creating a horrible explosion that destroys all the aliens. What a cool old man that showed up out of nowhere in the end of this stupid story. And as it explodes, young Goofy, human being man, is thrown back into his original time, back to where he belongs, back from the past. In the stupidest story I think I've ever seen in my life. I think it's time for me to have a Tootsie Pop. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know. Ah! And then you get sounds from a seance because you like reading about sounds from a seance. Because that's what you need, a story you can pause and read about sounds from a seance. I guarantee you Michael Marone will really enjoy this. And here's a commercial worthy of a short on its own. It's Clyde Beatty and Cole Brothers Circus at the Palisades Amusement Park. And if you had tore out this page of the comic book, you could have had free admission for one child to go to the amusement park at the Palisades in California. And you know what happened? The Palisades completely died in a fire. So this coupon is probably worth nothing now, but to a collector, to a kid who went to that circus in the 1950s, I think this would be a collector's item they would pay dearly for. Do you not agree? Let me know in the comments below. Good gravy. And with that big reveal, I don't even know what to say about that. I guess it's time for a few shout-outs. So let me do my number one shout-out to my partner in crime, Thrash Bondo Ponds. Be sure to check us out on our shows every other Sunday. Last Sunday was awesome. Check it out. A special shout out to Dave Sunstorm and his incredible brother, Steven Sunstorm. You know the good stuff, guys, here on YouTube with my friend Pat McCormick at the Golden Rage at TV. Be sure to check out Bay at Brainbenders Banners. And Bay sent me this really cool 44-ounce BBB mug. I'm going to show it in every comic book video I do till next year. And then when it warms up next year, I'm going to put tea in it. Hey, thank you, BBB, Brainbenders Banner, Chrissy. Hey, a special shout out to Corey at Corey's Comedy Channel. You know, Corey's got the business cards. Hey, another shout out to E. McGill, my friend, the Unapologetic Geek. He wrote that book right there. Hey, you can see me on his show every Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern. Here on YouTube. And with the Halloween season up on us, be sure to check out True Cryptid Encounters, Book 1, and Book 2 by my friend Bigfoot, Michigan Rob. The perfect Christmas gift. Hey, and you want to give it early so they'll have time to read it for Halloween. And other shout outs to my other cool friends like Big guys, 45s, BK on the air. My flock is ever worse, Sarah. You know, we love that girl. She takes care of producing our shows on Sunday every other week. Hey, the Nostalgic Pod Blast Chance. Be sure to check him out, Retro Nerd Girl, AAP for life. AAP Homestead, we miss you a lot. And of course, my friend Eric at Hair Metal Revolution. And then full panels brought to you by the Daily Dan blog. I give you the main event. I give you the big deal. I give you the story you've been waiting on, right? The girl from 50,000 Phantoms. As the people of the underworld sea of Atlantis, probably some more freaking aliens, observe on their Buascan what's going on in the above world, they decide to check it out. They need to draw down some emissaries. They need to take some prisoners and confront these people of the surface. So they send up this chick, Laura Dannon here. Laura Dannon gonna go up there to the surface. She's gonna look around. She's gonna find a boat and use her electropods to suck down the boat to the bottom world. So in full panels, once again, brought to you by the Daily Dan blog, you get the experience that sucks. That's right, it sucks. It sucks these guys on their boat down to beneath the ocean, to the land of Mo, Larry, and Curly Joe. Deep in the underworld city of the Stooges? That's right, where they put man on trial for all his evil ways. That's not what happened at all, is it? Well, anyway, after much interrogation and talking, they learned all about the surface people. Mo, Larry, and Curly think they ought to be destroyed, but the girl and her friends say no. They have a big rebellion down in the undersea world, which the girl and her friends managed to whoop the bad guys and say, hey, you know, there's people up on the surface ain't causing us no problems. Let's just forget about them and go on with our life. Ain't that great? Let's send these goose back to the surface. That's got to be the most pointless story that ever existed, as the boats returned from the surface. And these guys are like, we don't need to tell nobody about that. Nobody's ever going to believe us anyway, right there, boy. The end. Now, that's got to be the most worthless story that ever existed. It kind of makes you want a Tootsie Roll. Boy, I swear to God, Tootsie Roll sponsored this damn comic book, didn't it, right there, buddy? Or you could have learned how to be a heavy equipment operator. Remember the really cool days of the 1950s when you could have actually ordered a hand grenade right out of your comic book? I think I would have ordered bunches of them, wouldn't you? Long before Siege, you could have sold these really cool Love and Mother Day cards right here and made a fortune. Or not. Probably not. But you could have sold them, made something, I guess. Yeah. And then you had the treasure chest of prize stamps. That's right. Stamps of the world. You could have been a stamp collector if you had this comic book and ordered this crap. And I wasn't even born then, so I didn't do it. Yeah, I love the 50s when a chemical company could advertise on the back of a comic book and give you coins for taking all their illicit chemicals. I think it says chemical company. I swear, what a waste of a back of a comic book. And that's my look at House of Secrets number 21 from 1959. A dismal nightmare. Horribly drawn, horrible stories. I can't tell you how crappy I think this comic book is. I'm glad comic books got better in later times, because they sure did suck in the 50s. Let me know what you think about this dismal nightmare in the comments below, and I'll be back with another video when I find something much worse to check out. Till next time, how about a bonus? That's right, this was the first one I opened and looked through. I decided not to do it because it actually sucks worse than the one I done. Hard to believe I paid $20 for that piece of shit. Hey, and then I got this one. I think it looks pretty good too. It's really old from back in the day. I may do this one next week. I like the cover on it. I probably should open that one up and look through it. Got this one right here with the nautical theme. Got a little pirate boy on it. I think that's going to be pretty cool. I don't know if I'll get to that one this year. And then you got the man with the hand. I wonder what he done with his hand. Oh my God, I don't know what's going to happen with that one, but one of these 4 comic books will probably be next. So let me know in the comments below if you have an option or a favorite. And until next time, this is Danny Staten on the Daily Dan blog with comic book reviews for those who want to throw up. I'll be back again next time. Blog over, dudes.